Hey there, welcome back. This is part 2 of the Polo GTI buying journey. If you have not watched part 1, the link is right on your screen. You can click and start watching there, or you can find the link on the description below. This is a Polo GTI, a pre-owned one that I'm having for a test drive. I had not started looking for one. I just happened to see this one as I was passing by the street. I thought it was gonna be worth it to give it a chance and see if it is something that one can buy. But there's two things that I did not like about the car. One, it's actually something that is very essential when you're buying this kind of a car. The second one, I can sort it out. In fact, the two things, I can sort them out. Continue watching as I'll be dishing out the two things that I did not like about this car and the overall information about this car that is most important to know before you can buy a car. Please make it a point that you don't forget to smash the subscription button, like the video, comment and share. Buying a pre-owned Polo GTI can be considered preparing a good recipe for disaster for yourself, but with this one, the risk is minimal. Continue watching as I explain what I mean by the latter statement. This is a 2022 Polo GTI with only 16,000 kilometers of mileage on the clock. This car was well taken care of, but I saw some invoices on the passenger seat and that made me wonder if the car had any maintenance issues previously, but it was just normal wears and tears. And the car was still in a very good condition, and for some reasons you must actually get to know who the previous owner was. So don't actually buy a car without knowing who the previous owner was. Although you may not know them personally, and that is something that is too obvious. But the most important thing is for you to calculate the risk. Was this car owned by a guy or a female? So with this one, it was owned by a female, and henceforth you see the low mileage, and the cleanliness of the car says it all. Even the fact that it does not have a sunroof says it all that it was owned by a female. The choice of the alloy wheels, I don't think there's a guy who would opt for those alloy wheels. While I was waiting for the salesman to bring the keys of the Polo GTI, I saw this BMW 3 Series. All I could think of was the amount of stress that I'm gonna have due to this car. But for some reasons, I feel like I can take chances with a 320D, but it's so hard to find one. I then decided to take this Polo GTI for a test drive, because you cannot buy a car without driving it first. You must get a feel of what life is going to be like. This car is selling for 500,000, and if you finance this car for 72 months, no balloon, no deposit, at a rate of 11%, as that is the current prime lending rate, the installment will come down to 9,707 rands. If you look at it properly, it is still a lot of money. And having asked people who own this car how much do they spend on petrol for their day-to-day driving, the minimum they spend is around 4,000 rands, and it can go up to 6,000 rands. Some even go above that, and that is a lot of money. I think by the time one owns this car, you should actually be having something on the side that you're gonna use on a daily basis, because the cost of running this thing is very, very high. The only best way now to buy a car is to only get a pre-owned one. As for brand new prices, they're very, very high, and somehow you may not understand what is it that you'll be paying for. A whole 667,000 for a Polo GTI, for me that price is too much. And just for your information, VW increases their prices almost every 3 months. So after every 3 months, the prices increase there at VW. So by end of April, you must expect a price increase. In February, they increased their price with 2%, and that is actually a lot of money. I think for a price of 500k, we can find a Polo GTI that has got a sunroof and the diamond alloys that we're looking for. So, in this specific one, everything is fine, but the fact that it does not come with a sunroof and the nice alloy wheels, it's gonna be an extra cost when I put the sunroof by myself and also buy those alloy wheels. So, we're just gonna avoid it and continue looking. So, stay tuned for the next episode. After doing this review, I then decided to just go to Min Lane, take a stroll, do some shopping, and I saw these classic cars. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not forget to like, comment, and share. Most importantly, subscribe to my YouTube channel.